Joining me now to talk about this some more is former prosecutor Bob Bianchi. He's the host of Law and Crime. Welcome. I find it curious that Bill Cosby's family is not in the courtroom. None of his family members will take the stand and attest to his good character, as is usual in these kinds of hearings. Why is that?
Carol, it is amazing, but we know the wife stands by him, and we would presume the children would too. I think it's really just to spare them the pain and anxiety of having to do it, and I guess the defense lawyers didn't think it would have that much of an impact, but if I were representing him, I certainly would.
Go to prison and be behind bars, so why wouldn't Mrs. Cosby, who has stood by her husband's side, testify to his good character?
It's confounding because those kind of witnesses do have a substantial impact on a judge's, attitudes, because they're bringing out good character information. They're asking the judge, please show mercy, if not for him, but for me and my family. It's confounding, Carol.
So what do you suppose will happen? Because there were character witnesses for Bill Cosby's accuser.
Right. Well, listen, it's a lopsided scenario here. This judge has a lot of discretion, which is very unusual. In most states, there's mandatory sentences that are attached to these things, but not for these convictions. So he's got everything at his disposal, the judge, from a probationary sentence where he's at home confinement all the way up to 10 years in prison. And all he's getting is bad data, essentially, from the victim side of this case, with the exception of a defense expert that said he's not a sexually violent predator. So, it's really difficult to determine what the judge is going to do here. He is 81 years old. He is infirm. Prison will be very hard on him. He'll be classified in a very difficult scenario. He is going to be preyed upon. There's no question about it. He'll probably be put in isolation. And I'm sure that the defense will argue that is too harsh a punishment. Home confinement balances the equities here. One last point, Carol, that I found interesting was Andrea Constadt has been very calm in this particular proceeding. She believes justice has been done, and she essentially said to the judge, I leave it to you with respect to what the punishment is. That's a good factor for Bill Cosby.
Okay, we'll stand by and see what happens. Bob Bianchi, thank you for your insight. Always appreciate it.